So last chance at the SoCons, do you have any goals going into it? I guess I'll start with you, Chelsea. Do you have any goals?
Definitely a goal would be to win the steeple. I think Shaina and I are both in the top 3, and we've only had one chance to run it this year, so it's not a ton of practice with the water barriers, but we're getting better.
Yeah.
So.
Is that also, I guess, your goal, or?
Yeah, we're going to be in the same event, but we might do the 5K as well.
Okay.
Not sure, just kind of play it, I guess, and see how the steeple goes, and then if we feel like we feel strong enough to go out and do the 5K, we will.
Then we gotta look ahead and see how that race goes, see if we qualify for regionals in the steeple, and if you want to run another one or not.
So is the steeple your strongest event for both of you?
She is a little stronger in the 5K right now. My steeple's stronger than my 5K, but that's why I want to run them both. I'm just getting both down.
Gotcha.
I kind of just want more practice, I guess, with the steeple, and there's not going to be like a ton of people to where it's really crowded, and so I think it'd be a good opportunity to run fast, but we'll see. I mean, we might do the 5K.
Yeah.
Like,
How do you just decide, like, the day you get there, you just decide, I feel like I'll do both today? Or?
Yeah, you have a plan, and I think definitely, like, going in, you gotta do, I want to do both, but realistically, we'll have to see how we feel and how the race goes.
So you're from Pennsylvania, Washington, Pennsylvania, right? Trinity High School.
Yeah.
You know your stats?
Yeah, I looked up, did a little research. So why UNCG? What made you guys come down here?
I'd never heard of the college, honestly, before we got a questionnaire in the mail about it, and we were vacationing in Emerald, North Carolina, and we just were like, oh, okay, it sounds like a nice place, and we stopped, and we're just kind of blown away, fell in love with the campus, and then we got invited for an official visit, and loved the team, loved the university. It was really
We like the
good fit for us.
trails, like for North Carolina too. There's a lot. That Pennsylvania, I mean, we have some trails, but it's not like here.
What's your favorite place to run around here?
That's a good question. There's a lot of good trails. Salem Lake is probably one of the nicest trails you'll get. That's in Winston-Salem. We do our long runs there. The trail's so wide, and it's like a 7-mile loop around this beautiful lake. But one's in Greensboro. Brunel's pretty nice.
The Green Line kind of hooks up to that. So
we have little names for trails that don't
Owl's
exist.
Roost is actually the name of the trail, I think.
Yeah.
Where you get on it, but
Okay.
you can do different loops too. Because I don't like to do the same thing, so I like changing it up. And there's a lot of different, I guess, just trails you can just hook up with. So it's nice.
Did you guys know you wanted to go to the same college out of high school, or were you wanted to stay
Yeah, we
together?
wanted to stick together. We both like running, and we were both interested in like the health science fields, and yeah.
Especially since, because it was 6 hours away from home, so it was nice having like someone else. But if we were closer, maybe, but I don't know. We kind of always thought of it together. Yeah.
Pretty close.
It's just nice to have a training partner.
Long drive
Yeah.
together.
Did you live together all through college?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have any other roommates? Or just two of you?
No, we haven't. Yeah, we kind of just, I don't know.
There's definitely perks and, bad things about it.
Right.
Yeah.
You hear those horror roommate stories, but.
Yeah.
Wait, so this isn't a horror roommate story?
No.
Okay.
We get along pretty well.
Yeah.
If we fight, it's like a 5-second rebound, so.
Did you guys always get along well, like even growing up? And,
Yeah.
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 So when did you know, growing up, that one, that you're fast, and two, your sister's also pretty fast, and you guys kind of, like, did you race each other a lot?
Well, in high school, I actually didn't really care as much about the sport as
Okay.
she did, so I don't want to say I didn't try, but I guess I was more motivated like when I came to college with the Division I. I mean, it's very different high school when you come here and you just got a lot of competition, but yeah, so she kind of had the spotlight all through high school, and then I guess my beginning of my sophomore year, I kind of woke up a little bit. And was like, hey, this is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started trying more and more.
So when you were like 10 or 11, or even younger?
Seventh grade we started running officially for like track, outdoor track, and cross country, but we got recruited into it. You know, they have those miles in gym class, like, oh, everybody go and do your all-out mile. What did you? I ran a 6:43, and the high school or the middle school cross country coach just stalked me afterwards. He really did.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know.
think
I don't
he
know the
always,
exact time.
yeah. He had probably never seen people, I don't know, he knew there was hidden talent that we didn't know of, and
Yeah, he's the reason why, why
And
we
we-
got recruited into it.
I think at first, well, at least for me, running was kind of like not that fun, but it turned into something that you really enjoy and love, especially throughout college.
Yeah, definitely.
So can you teach me how to enjoy running? Because like I'll do it for exercise, but what is it about running that makes you enjoy it so much? When did that switch?
I think like just the feeling of like accomplishment when you're done, how good your body feels overall, like mentally and physically, and then
It's kind of a stress relief too.
Mhm.
when you
Some
set a goal
days-
and you hit it,
Yeah.
you feel really good about yourself.
Yeah, and then some days you're just, I don't know, just getting out and running feels like really awesome. Just, I don't know, if you're really stressed out and you have a lot going on, it's just,
Right.
it's nice to just blow off some steam and go for a run.
So in terms of, I guess during high school and also here, how much practice do you guys do together, like away from the team? Like I assume you guys kind of like push each other, and you've kind of always pushed each other.
Mhm.
So how much of that has kind of gone on?
Outside of the team, you mean?
Well, I'm sure you do it some in
Both,
practice
yeah.
as well, because you run the same events, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we run the same events, but this is the first time the conference will have the same. Is it?
No, we've done the same.
Recently.
for most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely use each other during workouts, and it's really nice because you always have someone that's, if she's right there, I need to be right with her. There's no reason that we should be apart. So
Mhm.
kind of, you just gotta step up and
Yeah.
be right where you're at. So it works out really well. And it's definitely an advantage to have someone next to you because it's way harder running by yourself. I mean, even for the normal runs, I feel like just like 2 steps and then having someone else, it just goes by a lot quicker and it's just really nice.
So at conference, when you guys run the steeple, is that a race where you all run at the same time, or are there heats?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. There'll probably only be one heat.
Okay.
Yeah. We ran the steeple was it last weekend at Chapel Hill.
Okay.
Not last weekend, the weekend before Easter.
Yeah,
It was really funny because there was another girl that was supposed to like run the steeple, but she dropped out
So
for some reason.
it was just
or she didn't
us
start.
in the
Oh, really?
steeple,
Yeah,
just the
so
two
we
of
were
us.
just like training together. I felt like we were at practice again,
Yeah.
but it was really cool because it was
Yeah.
just
Yay.
racing each other.
How much did you guys stick with each other during that race?
Pretty much almost the whole race, would you say?
I fell
Maybe the
off.
last lap and a half.
There
2
was
laps
one
you
jump
fell off.
that I didn't do well in the water, and after that, she got like a few seconds ahead of me, and I didn't like catch up like I should have. But yeah.
Yeah.
So last year, at least for outdoor, you guys redshirted, right?
Mhm.
I redshirted the whole year.
Right. Oh, for
Yeah.
every sport.
And I redshirted just outdoor track. I had some other red shirts from previous undergrad injuries.
Injuries and stuff.
Mhm.
So nobody was injured last year. It was just a
Right.
your decision to redshirt.
It was a gamble, so that if we got into grad school here, we would be able to do a 5th year, so it worked out.
So you decided to redshirt before you knew you were in grad school here?
It's a risk you gotta take.
Okay.
It's true.
All right.
We knew we were gonna do grad school, and we
Yeah.
really wanted to run in grad school, we really wanted to do it here,
Yeah.
but the program that we're in is really, really competitive, but we made it.
So I guess 2012 was the last time you were in outdoor, and
Mhm.
that year you both qualified for NCAA's.
Yeah. Well, the regionals, yeah.
The regionals, right? Is
Yes.
is that another goal? Like, is
Oh,
that something you want to?
definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, do you want to do that in one specific event, or?
I'd like to qualify in both, the 5K and the
Mhm.
steeple, and then kind of see where I'm at. And, I don't know, make the decision, I guess, when it comes down to it.
Mhm.
Yeah, same. She has a pretty strong 5K time right now, it'll probably get her in.
Yeah.
And I'd still like to shave some time off my steeple and 5K, so that's why I want to do those 2 at conference.
Gotcha. So that's I guess a pressure race for you a little bit more so.
Yes and no, I mean, it's not the last chance to qualify.
Okay.
but I want to get it over with.
Take
the heat off.
I guess my junior year, I didn't qualify until the last possible moment, like the last chance meet at University of Virginia. So
Uh-huh.
Never
I
say
had
never.
it down to the wire.
And I actually qualified my first race. Well, you don't know that you qualify, but that was the race that got me into it.
Mhm.
So.
So, because you're twins, There's a few questions I want to ask. Like, one, have you guys played the like joke where you switch up in class, and how much stuff of that like have you guys done over the years?
We don't play it up, I feel like, to the degree that we could or should, but we did switch class. We switched the classes in middle school.
Like 6th grade or something.
It was. And we kind of just did it to the one teacher, and the other teacher knew about it, so we were like playing a joke on the one, but he had no idea. We were taking a test, and he would have let me, kept taking her test for me.
Oh, so you didn't actually take the test?
No, we
That's
told
probably
him
a good thing.
afterwards,
Like,
but he was like, you got a 0. He was just joking.
Then he wasn't.
So you also have 2 siblings, right? Besides you 2. Do they also run?
No.
No. Do they play any sports at all, or?
Not really.
No.
It's funny.
What about your parents? Are they into athletics a lot, or was that something you
No.
guys kind of started?
Well, apparently my mom exercised a ton when she was pregnant. I think that's when she was the most.
Pregnant with you 2?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
she didn't know she was having twins until she was 6 months, so she
Mhm.
was exercising like crazy because she thought she was just really big, trying to lose weight, and so it really helped her out, I guess, because it's in our blood now, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I guess we have her to thank for that.
So, what's like, this may be a tough question to answer, but what's your best twin story?
Do you have any idea?
Or maybe the story like
Well-
your parents tell all the time about you 2 or something like that?
Like a lot of times when we used to, I guess, play sports, people think that we're the same person. Like we used to play basketball and we're out on the court, and like the one parent, the one game, he didn't have us in at the same time, so like they didn't connect that there was 2 people, and so the one parent was like screaming at the referee like, she's been in the whole game, like you need to take her out, and they're like, no, like it's 2 separate people. And
That's happened in races with running before too. Just recently in college, I think last year when we were at JDL, there was some guy like screaming at this runner in the race. He was like, "This girl's been in the 3K, the 5K, and the mile. You're not gonna let her beat you," and whatever event it was. And they're like, "They're twins.
Yeah.
It's not the same
So
person."
people mock to get out of it.
Yeah, that's a funny one.
But do you practice mostly on like outdoor
Depends on the
trails?
season.
Okay.
Well, we do our normal runs on trails mostly, but when we do workouts, if it's in track season, we go to track, and if it's in cross country, we do more like trail interval workouts.
So I know UNCG doesn't have a track, but what track do you guys practice on?
North Carolina A&T's.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. They have a nice track,
They
don't
have a
they?
really nice track.
Yeah.
We
We
hosted
kinda-
regionals last year.
Yeah, they did host regionals. We warm up to the track, which is like 3 miles away, and that's kind of perfect because we just are ready to go, do our drills and some strides, and then do our workout and cool down.
So you run to the track.
That's the warm up.
Gotcha. Is it like on mostly roads, or they're like sidewalks most of the way?
Yeah, sidewalks.
Just
Okay.
we kind of go downtown and then
Yeah.
cut through.
Does that mean you have to wait at a lot of stoplights and stuff like that?
We hit a lot of red lights today, but normally we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the morning, so.
Oh, gotcha.
There's not like a lot of traffic, so it's pretty nice.
What time do you guys normally run?
6:30 in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then 7 a.m. Sundays, and 3:30 the other
Vigorous
day.
schedule.
Yeah, is it tough to get up, or I guess after all these years you're just used to it?
I think you're used to it at this point.
Yeah.
And
I like running in the morning now better just because I feel like, you know, if you don't have a lot of food in your stomach, you feel fresh and just kind of a nice way to start your day. And then when the weather's nice, especially like this morning, I was like, I don't want to get up, but then it was so pretty, the sunrise, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah. It's tough in the winter though when it's still dark outside
Yeah.
and freezing.
I bet.
And you just
Especially this
don't
winter.
wanna get
The,
up.
the winter that never ended.
Yes.
If it's spring, I can deal with it. Winter so much, it's like, no, I don't want to go anywhere.
Then that's when you're ready to graduate.
And did you have to do a lot of outdoor running
Oh,
in the winter? Yeah. Okay.
100%.
Yeah, we still train outside.
In the snow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, it's mild here compared to.
Well,
Sure.
There's a lot of ice on the roads, like we'll try to go on the treadmills, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the first snow was the hardest for me.
Well, then
It's
when we go
still a
home
work
for
out.
Christmas break and stuff, that's kind of brutal because we have to do like long runs outside,
Mhm.
and then it's just terrible. There's snow, and we did a lot of, I guess, roads because that was the only thing that was clear.
Yeah.
But everyone has to deal with the conditions, I guess.
Why we moved south, the climate. Yeah.
Did you actually like, did you want to go to a school
yeah.
south of, okay, so that was part of the reason.
Yeah, that was part of it too.
Gotcha.
The weather.
The steeple and the 5K, I guess these are the two events that you both might run. Is there somebody in the Southern Conference that you kind of have your eye on as somebody you need to beat, or somebody you want to
I would
beat?
say
Or?
there's-
You know who your competition is, but I don't feel super, like, no one's out of our reach.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Steeple for sure.
It's definitely, it's good to be aware, but just not to overthink it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, one other thing. You're both, I guess I looked at 2012 for outdoor, but you were both all-conference, academic all-conference.
Mhm.
So is that important to you, academics? And it seems like,
Definitely.
yeah.
You won't be able to get into grad school without really good, well, I guess, you have management grades,
Right.
GPA.
Is that something that your parents kind of instilled in you early on, or is that something you guys just
Yeah, they
wanted to do?
definitely instilled that. Neither of them went to college. Not
So I mean, they definitely wanted us to have like opportunities and
Yeah.
experiences that they didn't have, so we kind of tried to take full advantage of that and represent the name well.
Yeah.
So